Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ismail Dani. My student ID is 204000125012. In morphology for structure is a field that discusses about the basic components of verbs that are morphemes and affixes. The first is morphemes. According to Becker and Biswanger, define morphemes as the small unit of a language that not only contains meaning but also carries lexical information and grammatical information. And there are also 4 types of morpheme: it's needed, read, suggestion, and in danger. The example is English word that has a single morpheme, such as the word enterprise. If we want to say a small-scale profit-oriented company, then we can say micro-enterprise by adding a prefix micro to the beginning of the word enterprise. Then, if we want to talk about more than one small profit-oriented company, we can say micro-enterprises by adding a plural marker "-s at the end of the word micro-enterprise. So, what we can see in the word micro-enterprises is a word which consists of 3 individual morphemes, namely morpheme micro, enterprise, and s. Meanwhile, the definition affix, according to Becker and Biswanger, comments that all found morphemes are affixes that are attached to other free morphemes. They also state that affixes play a vital role in expressing grammatical information and building new words. The morphological process in which an affix is attached to a found morpheme, resulting in a change in meaning, lexical function or grammatical function, is called affixation. In English, we generally recognize 3 types of affix based on form, namely prefix. It may be defined as an affix attached to the front of a free morpheme or root to form a new word. For example, affix from word write become a word you write. 2. Suffix. It may be defined as an affix attached to the end of a free morpheme to create a new word. For example, an affix "-r" is attached to the end of a root "sing" to form a new word "singer." The suffix "-r" attached to the root "sing" not only changes the meaning but also changes the lexical function of the root from a verb to a noun. 3. Circumfix. It may be defined as a process of forming a new word by attaching a prefix and a suffix to a free morpheme simultaneously or at the same time. For example, the prefix and suffix "ments" are attached to a free morpheme "power" to a new word empowerment. There are also recognized 2 types of affix based on function, namely derivational affixes. There are a large number of derivational affixes in English and inflectional affixes. Inflectional affixes are generally suffixes. If a suffix is attached to a free morpheme, a new word will be formed and the resulting word show the grammatical function. In my opinion, a morpheme is more closely related to grammatical function because, as we know, there are 2 types of morphemes. It's a free and bound morphemes, and a sentence or word might change based on the subject or the condition. At this moment, we need to use the grammatical function in order to build a right sentence. While syntactical function is way bigger because it's referring to the sound structure of a sentence, it might be correlated with morphemes, but grammatical function is a bit closer for clear definition of both syntactical function, referring to the structure of a sentence, while grammatical function referring to the clause of a word. For example, in the sentence "I eat mangoes," In tactical function, I is subject, is predicate, and mango is object, while in grammatical function, I is pronoun, is verb, and mangoes is noun. Inflection, or also known as a word pattern, is a way to construct two in order to meet a demand of the grammatical rules by following the conventional is pattern. In language, inflection takes place by adding suffix to a word to tell grammatical categories of the word itself, whether it is possession, comprehension, or tenses and etc. As provided in the book of linguistic basic theory and tools in English language teaching, Sampson and Atayib, that there are three basic types of inflection in English: is the inflection of nouns, inflection of adjectives, and inflection of verbs. Inflection of nouns, this is focusing on the specific number of nouns, whether it is singular or plural, and also the position of nouns. Pluralization is a way to change a singular noun into a plural form of noun. Our two rules of pluralization is regular pluralization and irregular pluralization is made by adding suffix. So this is a way more predictable. For example, adding suffix s to word pen, which is the plural form of pen, or adding suffix s to the word potato will form the word potatoes, which is the plural form of potato and etc. Regular pluralization is made by using a specific plural pattern of the nouns, and the plural pattern are commonly borrowed from Latin or Greek. For example, a singular form of a noun that ends with "us", such as cactus, that inflected by replacing the "us" with "I", that then forming the word cacti, which is the plural form of cactus. The next is possessive case of nouns. For example, naked couch, which has the similar meaning to the cage of my cat. The second is inflection of adjectives. For example, my cup is larger than yours and my sister is more beautiful than me. The third is inflection of verbs. This is the process of adding affixes to verbs to modify the tenses, aspect, and voice of verbs. For example, we came here yesterday. Word formation, referring to the process of forming another the words by using morphemes that can affect the meaning and clause of a word. There are two types of word formation: easy productive formation and less productive formation. The first, productive word formation. This refers to the process of making new words using frequently used words through two ways. Compounding word by combining two or more free morphemes. For example, compound noun or nominal compounding, combining bed and room, form the noun bedroom. Compound verb, for example, forming adjectives to nouns by adding suffix "c" to the word urgent from the word urgency. Compound adjective and compound adverb, for example, how plus ever, making a new word however. The derivation, it refers to the process of forming other words by adding prefixes or suffixes to existing words. Derivation has several patterns, namely adjectives to nouns, adjective to verbs, adjective to adverbs, adjective to adjective, nouns to adjective, nouns to verbs, noun to nouns, verbs to adjective, and verbs to nouns. For example, happy by adding a prefix "n" plus happy, and happy, or adding as suffix "ness", happy plus ness, happiness. 2. Less productive word formation. Process of making words using uncommonly used word to create other words in English. Coinage. The word escalator has meaning a moving staircase driven by a motor which has an endlessly circulating belt of steps. 2. Borrowing. The word piano from Italian. Blending. The word motel is a result of words motor plus hotel. Clipping. The word aid is the clip of word advertisement. Back formation, the word Burton from Bertin. Conversion, microwave. It's a noun, but if you add to before microwave, it will from the word to microwave, which has changed to a verb. Acronyms written in capital letters, VIP, or for very important person. Productive and less have difference. Productive for information refers to the process of making new words using frequently uses words through compile, condenser, combining two or more of primers and the evasion or by adding prefix of suffixes into existing words. On the other hand, less productive information refers to the process of making words using uncommonly used words through coinage, borrowing, blending, back formation, conversion, and acronyms. But the purpose of both is the same, it is to form a new word even though they have a different ways to forming a word. For example, in productive information, we can build the verb that move to accompany, and in less productive information, we can form the word emoticon as a result of blending the word emoticon and icon. Okay, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.